So a few days ago I made this video. It's important that I make this video now, just before I won't forget, but before I, go into a different mindset and that kind of thing, that the memories are still there. By the time you see the video, it'll probably be because it takes me a few days to edit these things and get them up, because of the amount of time that I have. By the time you see the video, it'll probably be a few days from this day that I'm doing the thing. Anyway, so don't know how else to say this, but yeah, I relapsed again last night, and I hate it, and I'm so annoyed, and I'm so mad. What was happening was I kind of watched for patterns with how relapses happen, or when temptations come, and what to do. Like how before I've said, usually the first couple of weeks are the hardest and whatever. And then, as I mentioned in my video before, one of my more recent ones, I said, that the first couple of weeks since my last relapse a while back, that the first 2 weeks weren't actually that hard at all. So I have these patterns in my head of how things are meant to go with this sort of thing, but they don't actually always happen. I'm actually beginning to find that out now. Like I've mentioned before that with a relapse, there's usually like a build up of circumstances or whatever. But last night there was no build up of circumstances. There was no build up. It was a curveball. It just came out of nowhere. It was my fault, of course. And I'm trying to be responsible and honest in what I'm doing by making this video right now. Now that it's this recent for me, I'm trying to do that. Get myself accountable. Add a bit of transparency. Like, man, I can't even follow my own advice. Like, I've given advice what to do before, but there are times I just can't even follow it myself. I just feel like a big hypocrite, and I was just really mad last night because it was like there was no build up. I didn't want to do it. Well, no one wants to relapse, but there wasn't this build up of temptation or urge or anything like that. There wasn't that build up. It sort of just came out of nowhere, and then I did it knowingly. I hadn't fought against it. It just sort of happened, and I was like, off with it. And I hate that, because if I fought, I could have, avoided it. If I put more willpower into it, if I thought about what I was doing a bit more, then I would have been able to, avoid it. And it makes it. I was just really mad more than anything. Just angry that it happened. Not so much today, but last night, yeah. But I suppose I was a bit upset, like you usually do, but as Mac Attack said in one of his videos, he's like, it's a fight, it's a marathon, you gotta fight, and it's sometimes you don't win, sometimes you fall down, sometimes you make mistakes, some days are harder than other days, but every day is a battle, every day. Some days are quite easy, quite dismissive. Other days, man, they're hard. And some days, like yesterday, you don't expect them and you're not prepared for them. So that was my thing, really. It's just it. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. But, I got to get up and fight, because in this world that we live in, where this kind of thing's so acceptable, everyone seems to think it's just a normal thing, and it's just pushed in the media so much. You're exposed to it in so many different ways, even if you don't go looking for it. You're exposed to it. And man, you got to fight every day. You got to fight. It's a battle. It's a hard battle, and a lot of people just give up. A lot of people don't even try because it's so hard. But I'm going to fight. I'm going to keep going. I don't have any other choice. Like, if I give up and I just accept it, and I just think, oh, well, this is how it's always going to be, then that's stupid. That's a stupid way of doing it. That's a stupid way of living. You got to fight for what you believe in. But you have to understand that there are costs, and there are some times where you just don't win. So since then, the last few days have been alright. Been pretty good. Once you get over the chaser effect, you start to improve then. I know that Anthony Decide and Mac Attack also relapsed as well over the last couple of days. So I suppose there's a little bit of comfort knowing that you're kind of in the same boat with a lot of people with this still, even when you have struggles. So there's a bit of encouragement there to be had. But I've been feeling alright. The last few days have been pretty good. But I just wanted to quickly do this section of the video to complement what I did when I was in the car a few days back, because it was important that I make that video then, like when it was still fresh in my mind. But yeah, keep fighting and keep pushing forward.